Welcome to room 217. I'm Rebecca Lieb.
I'm Jason Horton.
And this is Ghost Town.
If I bring up the movie The Shining, what is your initial reaction?
Like spooky, like you think of all of like, here's Johnny. You think of the, like the Overlook. You think of blood coming out of elevators. You think of things lost in time. I think about like smoking opium in college for the first time and like watching the movie.
Well, do you know what you're thinking of? The Stanley Hotel.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to be talking about the Stanley Hotel, which is the inspiration for the book and the movie The Shining.
Yeah.
So, and it has its own haunted elements, obviously, that created essentially The Shining, which is like when I think of like what are the movies in general that have made a huge impact on me, and this isn't like it made a huge impact on me because the direction. No, like
you'd be like
terrifying.
Grease 2,
Yeah.
Troop Beverly Hills, The Shining.
The Shining is like one of those things where it's just it did such a good job at being weird and terrifying, not just terrifying.
No, the suspense element of it was far beyond anything I even thought could scare me. Like I never understood that a movie could be so subtle.
And
it
came out at a time, I feel like the 70s is a really great time. Or it came out in 80, but like still like the novel I think came out in 1977. It was a really great time for like a movie to be weird. And the Stanley Hotel made it all happen, and we're going to talk about that. We're in a new
And if you haven't
year.
seen The Shining,
let us tell you about it. Don't see it. Let us tell you about it.
We're the authority.
Yeah, let us give you a couple sentences about it.
Do something like nod to yourself as you're listening to this, like, yeah, I've seen it, of course. And then you go back and you watch it feverishly. So you know what we're talking about. Do that now. Pause it. Do that now. Come back.
Why are you telling people to leave?
No,
we want them
keep
to
subscribing.
stay.
We want them to subscribe. But
I mean, Stephen King, Stanley Kubrick don't need help. We need the help. Don't leave.
They're coming back. They always come back.
They don't. They never
always come back. Girl.
They never come back to Ghost Town. It's a new year.
It's a new year.
Can you believe it's been, I think, almost 6 months that we've been doing this?
Holy shit.
When you say that, doesn't it feel like it has not been 6 months?
No. I mean, but also an eternity.
Yeah, also.
I mean, we're recording this before the New Year, so we're talking to our future selves. We're like, talking back at you.
Yeah, this is like directly before the New Year.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. It's a new year. But I don't, and I always think about like how can we we're always talking about how to make this, believe it or not, how we make this better.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
But no, I know. You don't believe it? Don't leave. Don't leave now, unless you're pausing it to watch The Shining.
I know it sounds like, hey, how can we make this worse?
Yeah.
But no, we're always thinking about
could
ways
you
to make
be
it better.
less researched? Could you could you stumble over your words more?
So
answer yes. We're trying not to though.
We're not going to do that. Well, we're going to keep doing that, but less. We are works in progress. Yeah.
What are our New Year's resolutions collectively for this podcast?
Well, one of the things is we are going to perform live. Fuck yeah. Our live show is coming up as you're listening to this relatively soon. Like, that's the kind of promise
in the works.
we made.
It's in the mix.
The promise we made to ourselves.
Exactly. It's like we put the ingredients in a pan and it's like baking in the oven right now.
Yeah,
so
but we're using butter, baby.
Gunpowder.
Yeah, I was gonna say butter.
It's happening.
Yeah, we're not using
what it'll taste like. Hard to say.
Olive oil. We're using butter.
No, we're not using oleo. Do people still use oleo?
I don't. Doesn't that make you kind
of? It's
a
crossword. I know it's a crossword clue, but I don't know if it still exists.
So we are going to be performing live. We're very excited about.
Excited.
We have things that we've been discussing in an official way that we'll talk about more when it happens.
Exactly.
But these last 6 months the feedback has been great. People have been listening. We've been on the Apple podcast comedy charts.
Yeah.
Got some nice reviews.
Unofficially, I've been talking up at a lot of dates.
Yeah.
So I'm really important.
Yeah, we use this time to catch up on Rebecca's dating. So, but by the time the episode hits, all I'm looking at is Bumble profiles.
Exactly.
And not the task at hand.
I am unofficially turning this. I'm shoehorning this podcast into my world.
Yeah.
And what I value, which is making fun of guys and having them not pay for my drinks.
Yeah.
So
get
again,
into
we're all
that.
works in progress.
We'll
We got some really fun things happening. We have some. I think the episodes are getting better and better. I think we're getting more of a sense of like where it's going. We'd love to hear your feedback on this. We're also about to do some episodes based on things that you have recommended to us.
every Friday, at least for this month.
At least
for this month.
Yeah.
So send in your suggestions, ghosttownpod@gmail.com or ghosttownpod on Instagram. And also, we have bonus episodes that have been stacking up on
Bonies, baby.
Mom, is that what we're calling them? All right, it fits.
We're calling it
fits.
GTBs.
Yeah,
Ghost Town Bonies.
Bonies. We are stacking up the bonies. We have bonus episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/ghosttownpod.
We are going to be guesting on some fun podcasts too. You can see us in a different context. How crazy with it? It's like seeing your middle school teacher out at the mall. What? You don't belong here.
Well, why are you at the mall?
Shopping.
Oh, okay. You're doing some shopping at the mall.
Yeah, I'm going to Hot Topic to grab an Alien poster that glows in the dark.
Oh, is it made of felt?
Of course it is. What do I look like here?
We've been guesting. Those episodes will be coming out. I am on one of the new episodes of Storyworthy. My friend
about
Christine
that?
Blackburn, storyworthypodcast.com. Check that out. And she also has a new show called Screwed Up Stories that Rebecca
I'm
is
going to be on it.
on.
And I sent her, I got to say something. I sent her a bunch of suggestions for stories, and she hasn't gotten back to me. But
It's the holidays still.
it's the holidays still.
Yeah.
TikTok, though, you don't get this genius for long.
No, you get it whenever.
Lightning in a bottle.
No, you're always
Yeah,
available.
It's true. I literally text me at 4 a.m.
But
be around.
I tell a spooky story on Storyworthy, so you can get that anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Exactly.
Or,
I might tell some weird dating shit. If you don't like that, I might tell some weird
you're
job shit.
You're going to do Screwed Up. I think you might be doing. I know you do Screwed Up Stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure that's her new podcast.
And I've got some screwed up stories, you guys.
I also at the end of this episode, I'm going to be playing a little trailer. I'm just finding podcasts that I think kind of fit in the world we're in, that are like have a sense of humor, but also fit into that kind of creepy, murderous. This one is called Just the Tipsters. From Melissa Morgan, and she gets tips from people. It's almost like a tip hotline, and then she does episodes on it. So make sure to stick around to check out her promo. Very funny, very interesting, and check out that podcast and subscribe to Just the Tipsters. That'll be at the end. Also, another little bonus. Ooh, you ready for another little bonus?
I want it. I want a bony.
My good friend Michael Gallagher was at the Stanley Hotel.
Yes.
And what he did for me, a little fave. He, I guess, sort of interviewed or at least questioned the manager that was on duty. And he says, what's the scariest thing you've experienced? So Michael, he didn't record the manager because it really wasn't his place, but he recorded it on audio. And I'm going to play the audio of Michael describing what the manager said. And it is, I've looked on a million of these websites and blogs, nothing is scarier than this story.
Yeah.
Nothing is scarier
If we've
than
learned
this story.
anything, when you're staying at a hotel, do not ask the manager or the night watchman, and you will.
Because you did that for Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin, Jason went home to his life that he has, and I stayed there, and I was like milling about, and the security guard was like, "Oh, I heard you want to hear about Janis Joplin stuff," and he told me some scary shit, and I was going to stay in the room that night because I was like, no big deal, whatever. The medium didn't find out some tons of shit, but I couldn't because he told me such profoundly scary stuff. So I can't, and unless you want that in your life, I would suggest not. But you're not at a scary hotel right now. You're in your living room or at your boyfriend's place or on a bike. I don't know, in a car.
Those are the only places you possibly could be.
Exactly. So you can just listen to where you are because you're not in a haunted hotel right now. You are in a place that you feel safe and you want to be entertained. So listen to what Michael Gallagher says to you. Yeah, it's creepy.
It's very creepy and I'm going to add a little bit to it. He recorded that at the Denver airport.
Worlds collide.
Which we've done a previous episode on. So it has a little bit of that Illuminati. You can hear it in the audio. So we're going to play that. Yeah. I think he was. Well, I'll talk about what he was probably doing.
So many goodies in this one. It's the new year.
Listen, let's take a break, collect ourselves, and then we'll get back into the Stanley Hotel.
Perfect.
So the Stanley Hotel.
Ooh,
It's very exciting.
I'm excited.
It's there's two parts to this. There's the Stanley Hotel, which is really what we're talking about, and then there's the movie The Shining. This is why we're talking about the Stanley Hotel. But I'm going to give an overview.
Yeah.
We'll start with a little overview, and then we'll get into the tie-in with The Shining, and then some of the general hauntings that have happened at the Stanley Hotel.
Sounds great.
So this is a Massachusetts couple, F.O. and Flora Stanley. I don't know what the F.O. stands for.
F.O.
Yeah, F.O.
Frank Oswald.
Okay, we'll go with Frank Oswald.
Fellini Ozymandias.
They opened the hotel in 1909. The construction began in 1907. It's located in Colorado's Estes Park. Estes Park? Estes Park.
Okay.
But many people believe that F.O., which you say was Frank Oswald. Is that where we're going with
Said Feinstein Overdrive.
Oh, Feinstein Overdrive and Flora Stanley never actually left the hotel.
Ooh.
That they still haunt it to this day. Mr. Stanley.
I just thought they took some kind of elixir. They live forever.
No.
You mean a ghost.
Yeah, I mean a ghost. But Mr. Stanley has been reported to kind of be hovering behind employees at the reception desk, kind of
Oh, shit.
And he's like, "What?
Can't
I
get
already
off.
have my regular boss. Now I got Mr. Stanley,
Yeah, I got that-
who's 700 years old at this point.
I know.
Because who knows how old he was even back
It's
then?
like,
Who
oh my
knows?
nuts. I got
Yeah.
two bosses. I got my living one, my dead one.
Yeah.
Ah!
And you can hear Mrs. Stanley can be heard playing piano in the hotel's music room.
Oh, she's chiller. She's like a little more like...
She's
just
like,
hang out. I'm just here to play
she's
some
like
music.
Frankenstein Overdrive. Or what are we calling it? F.O.
Feinstein.
Feinstein.
How disrespectful to history. God,
Sorry.
shame on you.
I know. I'm a terrible historian.
This reminds me of the Patreon episode that we recorded that you should go back to. We talk about fast food restaurants
Haunted.
that are...
I thought I really liked that one.
Look at you.
I thought that was I was kind of like, oh, it's a shame that that only the people that go to patreon.com/ghosttownpod get
It's
to
a
hear.
real shame.
Yeah.
But you know what? That can be so easily remedied.
So easy.
Just
Check it out. But for now, we're still at the Stanley.
Okay, but give $2 to our Patreon. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So obviously, let's cut the bull, Rebecca. Let's cut the baloney, the malarkey.
The malarkey,
Yeah,
the
let's
riffraff,
let's
the
cut
shenanigans.
We want to get
the
to
fact.
Stephen King's involvement in the hotel, which eventually made The Shining happen.
I would like that.
You would like that? So King and his wife stayed the night in what room? 217.
217.
That's the room. In the film, it is room 237. And we're going to find out why. The Stanley was known for being the inspiration for the Overlook Hotel, which is the fictitious hotel for the setting of the 1977 best-selling novel and the film of the same name, The Shining. So Stephen King, he checked in the hotel in 1973 for a one-night stay with his wife, Tabitha. They were the only guests there.
So it's like off season. He was like, "Oh, is there someplace in Colorado I can like chill?"
Maybe it's how. Listen, Rebecca, you don't know how writers are. Let me tell you.
I have no
You have
idea.
no idea. You only actually write. But see, I pretend to be one so often, and I work that into
I see
conversation.
you with a typewriter. I see
Yeah.
your pencil behind your ear, and you're like, "Coffee. I need coffee."
Us writers need to go, and we need to get away. Okay.
Yeah.
We need a little sanctuary and
Yeah,
to get
naturally.
inspired.
Okay.
So you don't understand. Forget it.
Yeah. Just forget I said anything.
But they were the only guests there, which is okay. Either I'd be
That
like,
must have been such off season. Like, what is did you go there on January 1st at 8 a.m.?
I don't know, but I imagine that the weather probably wasn't great, hence the weather in The Shining.
Hail.
Okay,
That's my weather.
are
worst
you
nightmare.
telling them? Or are you asking? It's
my
hail.
weather worst nightmare is hail, and then like it's a muggy day, so the hail freezes into like just icy.
So you don't even get
everything.
that pitter patter of rain.
No, it's just like you're being pelted with hail, and then
Yeah.
it becomes a
Then you
slick
slip and
ice
fall.
road, and then you die. You break your neck.
Oh, that's nice.
That's my weather nightmare.
okay.
Anyway,
Well, I suppose when I go to the gym, I'm like, I'm glad there's nobody here. Like, that's amazing. But if I went to a hotel and there was nobody there,
yeah,
I don't know. I think I would be number one. I'd be like, why is there nobody else
yeah.
here?
What bed is there? A bed bug situation here,
Yeah,
or what?
I don't know. Imagine
Yeah.
it's so. I mean, I don't know if bed bugs can live in the cold or warm, but I imagine it's probably cold. And King obviously was like, we're not alone here. Also,
Eerie.
he's a prolific horror writer, so
he's never alone.
no,
like
he's,
really,
his mind is always occupied.
yeah, it's a churn-in.
And he stayed in room 17, which is obviously to stay the most requested hotel room there. Just like when we stayed.
Janis Joplin's.
We said the name so many. Highland
Springs.
Motor Inn.
Yeah,
the name.
Highland.
It used to be the landmark.
And I get
then-
that right, but I
yeah.
can't. The current name, it always
Yeah.
eludes
and
me.
that was room 105 that we stayed in. If you want to listen to previous episodes where we recorded at the in the room that Janis Joplin died in, it's a 3-part special. But you know what? Who's to say we can't go to 217 and
yeah, if you help us out,
Yeah.
Patreon.
We could. This is the kind of thing.
Like
the kind of
we
thing we can do.
would die. This would be so exciting.
Yeah, this would
you
be-
would be with us the whole way.
Yeah, the whole way.
Yeah,
And
we're
even
all helping
beyond.
each other
And
and
even
beyond.
beyond.
Yeah.
So as King wandered the hotel's empty halls, he found sources of inspiration. He encountered some ghostly children wandering the halls. Terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were the twin girls, which is very, very scary on the
Yeah.
lake. But
I mean, if I saw those twin girls in real life, I'd be like, ugh, ugh. Like, can you imagine?
yeah,
Oh, anyway, continue.
that'd be kind of rude. Be like, ugh.
I mean, I do it. I mean, I don't know if I'd have a visceral reaction to
Yeah.
it, but I hope not.
And he said to have witnessed a party in the McGregor Ballroom attended by some otherworldly guests. Obviously, if you've seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, listen, you've had 40 years to see this movie. You know what I mean?
I know, we're not spoiling. Like,
you had time to see it.
Don't you? I hate that when people are like, don't spoil it. It's like you've had 3 years to watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like you revoke your privileges after a year after something that's come out.
Yeah, you get in 40 years, The Shining. Plus, we're not really giving any.
You get it?
away.
Like, well, yeah. I mean, I will because I'm angry at people who say stuff like that, but I won't.
Here's another thing. King woke up at night. He had a terrifying dream about his 3-year-old son being chased through the corridors and screaming. Right? I mean, it's like...
Oh God!
It's what it makes you feel like. I can't imagine what it's like to be him, but I imagine it's like because he's a writer. Is somebody like laying it on super thick that you have to write this story? Like, how many more times do you want us to haunt you, man? There's nobody here.
Yeah. When
Is
people
that not
think
a
about
hint?
creative inspiration, they're like, man, it was something else guiding me to write this thing. It's like, how about Satan?
Yeah.
How about a fucking giant haunted hotel? Like,
Yeah.
Divine, my muse is like sacrilege, ghost, riffraff.
Yeah. So he was like, "All right, I'll become,
All right,
I'll make
write
$1 million off
something.
this.
Stop,
I will
get
be
my
a millionaire."
kid. Yeah, just don't hurt my kid.
And this isn't the first time this has happened, and maybe that's why he went there in the first place. Because obviously in 1973, he didn't have the luxury of like, let me look up and see what haunted things have happened.
Yeah.
In 1911, when Miss Elizabeth Wilson, a housekeeper, was electrocuted during a lightning storm, she was not killed, but the room where it happened,
What?
I'll give you a guess what room it is. It's not room 69, so don't even say that. Don't even say it.
Oh man!
I'll give you another guess.
I'm sorry. 217.
Yes. I think maybe say 420.
Oh man, that would have been a good one too.
That was a good one, yeah. 217, but that was the right
I was
answer.
gonna just say half.
Yeah, no. And the room 17 is supposedly like the room where this stuff happens. So he obviously maybe was either drawn to that room or he was just like kind of walking in. He's like, hey, this room is the room where this stuff happens.
Does he talk about having like perception, like otherworldly sensitivities or anything like that? Do you know?
He's told me personally.
Oh,
On personal
can you
conversations.
call him up?
No,
can
but
we call
he's-
Andy Dick up?
Yeah, I can't call him. I have some pretty. I was looking through my contacts, and a lot of it is like old, like online dating. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know, but some
So
of it
wait,
is.
you have a quick online dating aside because that's who I am. How do you code your online dating?
I used to do this, and this is very tacky, but it would be like, say Rebecca OKC,
yeah,
not
nice.
Oklahoma City.
No.
Okay, Cupid.
You knew a lot of people from Oklahoma City.
Yeah, there's a lot of OKCs.
Mine is always like Ben, Tin,
Oh,
shorthand,
Yeah,
Tinder. If you
yeah.
didn't know it already.
yeah. So
It's real. We're real,
little
elusive.
little secret, but then we get upgraded.
Yeah.
Some people they get upgraded. I felt like it was
No,
kind of
everyone's in my phone as a number until. No, they're just all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
they're on my phone till a number till we're married.
Yeah, and even then, a year.
Yeah. Give it a year.
A year plus.
Yeah, okay.
There has been kind of suggestions that clothes being mysteriously unpacked. That's terrifying.
helpful.
It's also very helpful. It's like, well,
Thanks.
everything's use the hangers.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
wow.
nice. You didn't just leave them shoved in
Yeah,
the
socks
suitcase.
are like, the socks are like paired.
Yeah,
Right?
Put in actually
Damn.
using the drawers in the closet in the
I know.
hotel.
You folded my underwear.
It took me forever. And I've traveled a lot. I've been in a lot of hotels, and to graduate from that thing where it's like I just keep everything jammed in the suitcase still.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
pull it out of there to actually hang things up.
Yeah, it's like,
Use a robe.
yeah.
I mean,
I
why?
use robes all the. Actually, have you ever tried to sleep in a robe?
It's
like you get strangled in it. It's
that's
like,
why I
no!
don't do it. Even hoodies sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get strangled in this. And
Yeah.
I do not want
Like,
to.
what
get
am I
strangled.
doing here? Yeah. This is important. These are life lessons learned. You're welcome.
There's heard of laughter of children giggling and running down the halls. That Stephen
Kind
King
of like
is
my
also
apartment, but they're real.
they're
children
real, yeah.
here.
And I think now would be a good time. I'm going to play the audio from Michael Gallagher.
Yay!
I believe Michael was doing the film festival thing. It was a movie called Funny Story that has been winning a lot of awards. I'm in it for a hot second.
Oh.
And he also has another movie out. It's not just him, but his production company. It's called The Thinning New World Order. It's out on YouTube Originals. It'll be out on Netflix soon. I'm in it. I'm even in the trailer.
Damn,
So,
you want more Jason? Check these out.
yeah, but not right now. So this is a conversation that Michael was telling me about that he had when he was staying at the Stanley. He said he did not experience anything. He says it is very creepy and it's amazing. He also said
we have to
he
go.
also said he's like, you could probably do a live show here. He's like, it seems like he was just talking to the guy, like, because for whatever reason, like, if for events there, for whatever reason. And he's like, this would be a really good place. So this is the audio of Michael. He's not going to text me. So he is kind of recanting what the manager said was one of the scariest things that he ever experienced at the Stanley.
I'm at the Denver airport on our way back. Thought it'd be easier than texting. When we were at the Stanley Hotel, I spoke with the manager, and I asked him what's the single most terrifying ghost encounter that he's heard of at the hotel. And he told me a first-person account that when he was working a graveyard shift, a hotel guest came to him and said that he needs to check out immediately. And he asked him why. And he showed him a series of photos. He showed him a photo, and it's the middle of the night, where he opened the door to his room, and pure daylight was coming in from his room. And then a moment later, he took another photo in the hallway in front of his room, and there was a black cross, clear as day, out of nowhere. And he said, I got to get the hell out of here. And the manager had never heard or seen anything so specific at the hotel, and he saw the photos and saw the shake in the man's voice, and he said it disturbed him deeply.
So yeah, pretty scary, huh?
Grab your popcorn.
Yeah, it was like I looked for those pictures that this one guest. I mean, I've looked up all of these accounts of like what has happened there. Nothing is scarier than what we just heard. I'm sorry, it just doesn't and it's like I can't get it in my head. It's just so. And the first thing you want to be a skeptic, and I want to be a skeptic. I'm like, oh, but I was like, these are so specific that I can't. So yeah, and Michael, like I said, Michael recorded that at the Denver airport.
It's like a double whammy.
Oh,
like
it's
just,
a double.
let's get into it.
Yeah, it's just like a double, triple. Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
So I if I had more time, I would have. It's the holidays. It's tough to reach people. We would try to get like more accounts. First person accounts.
Yeah, but whatever. Let's play this one.
Yeah, that's one of our goals is to make sure We have a little more investigative journalism involved.
Yeah,
At
we're
least,
gonna do it.
you know, the Black House one. We contacted the Church of Satan, got some feedback from them. We're not always going to be able to. People aren't going to always be willing to give us the information, but we're gonna try to get it. We'll email. We'll
Email again.
email again.
We will maybe tweet at someone.
Tweet at
We
someone.
will ask my mom if she
Yeah.
has any stories.
We'll just go back to your mom's. Do you happen to have any stories based on this thing that you would have no information on?
Yeah,
It happened in
we're gonna
1743.
Get
Do you have
to
any-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Now, something that's very interesting to me is filming locations for movies. I'm just infatuated with that. In
Yeah.
fact, I'm going to go. I think they opened up. This is the TV show MASH. Remember the TV show MASH?
yeah.
They filmed it in Malibu.
Yeah.
And I think they still have some of the set props.
They
that they've
do.
reopened
Yes,
it. Yeah.
you can hike up.
Up
there.
there. So that's something that I want to. It's a little side thing, but a little bit about the actual filming of The Shining. Obviously, not filmed at the Stanley. It was all the interiors was on a sound. You know, they need a controlled environment. It's on a sound stage.
Yeah.
They got that money on a London sound stage, and exterior shots were at the Timberline Lodge in Mount Hood, Oregon.
Ooh.
Yeah. So in the book, right, this is a little fun fact about numbers. In the book, the events, they take place in room 217 and not 237, but at the Timberline Lodge, that's where they did some of the exteriors, and but they didn't want people showing up there and kind of being, you know, they're going to go there and they're going to want to be in a room. They picked room 237. There is no room 237.
Damn.
So they didn't want to, for any reason, like isolate anybody, or people might not want to go. Because I mean, I think they, you know, it's like, no, people are going to go.
Yeah.
But they purposely were like, hey, listen, one of the conditions is you have to change the room number. So it was changed to room 237 because there is no 237. I guess maybe they didn't know how people were going to react. Like, I'm not staying in 217 because of this movie. And
Isn't
I think
that funny? They're like, this is going to be not attractive to people.
But
no,
it's the opposite.
We love it.
Yeah.
We're freaks.
Yes. So, well, you know, what I mean, the cat's out of the bag. It's, you know, room 217 is the room.
Yeah.
Is the room we all care about. But that's why they did a little number switch. They didn't make it 69 though, Lieb. I know you're thinking like, why not 69?
Or
Why
like
not
6969, like a double 69.
Oh, is that your
That'd be
login
sick.
code? Or is it 69420?
Yeah, it's 69 and my cat's name.
So you know the maze scene in The Shining, which is, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. The hedge maze.
the hedge maze. The Stanley in 2015 opened up a hedge maze. They want it. They're just like,
Whoa.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So
They're like-
they're up in the ante.
I like how they were first like, no, and then they like leaned the fuck in.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. So no, it was so the Stanley opened a hedge maze. They have haunted tours. There's like a day tour and like a night tour. Why would you pick the day tour?
Ever. You have small children you want on your tour, they're like, my kids don't want a night tour, but like they still want to get freaked out
Yeah.
by events that transpired and didn't transpire here. So let's do the day tour.
Yeah, it's
Or like I get chilly at night, so let's do the day tour.
But it's like the night tour is the one you want. So they offer
course.
night tours, and it's the StanleyHotel.com. You can check that out. But maybe we can, you know, maybe they'll be like Ghost Town podcast. Of course, you can have a
see
private
for
tour.
free.
Yeah, you have a private tour.
Champagne.
Yeah.
On your tour, we horse-drawn carriage through the hedge maze.
Yeah, and they're like, we don't have that. Nor
Jack
is that necessary.
Nicholson is meeting you here. He's
Yeah.
flying in on a helicopter.
So yeah, that's the Stanley Hotel.
We have to
We have to
go.
go
We
there.
have to go.
We have to go there. We like I said we're going to do some live shows. That might be.
Yeah, you want us to come to your city?
You want us to come to your city?
Shout out.
Shout out. Let
Give
us
a
know
holler.
if you're like, hey, listen, this would be a great place because we don't, you know, we're not super familiar. Although we'll be working with some people that are familiar. But if you're like, oh, this place would be a great place to do,
Yeah.
or you've seen a podcast there, you think this would be a great place, or it's just primed for that kind of creepy, haunted, abandoned vibe.
Yeah.
Let us know. ghosttownpod@gmail.com, ghosttownpod on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be more part of the show, bonus episodes, if you want to get mentioned on an episode, you can even plug your own podcast.
Yeah.
Patreon.com.
We'll let you do whatever you want for a price.
Yeah, yeah. And the prices are low.
Whatever you want.
Well, it's Ghost Town Pod.
Whatever you want.
Ghost Town Pod at
Hotmail. 69.
Hello, tipsters. This is Melissa Morgan. I'm the host of Just the Tipsters True Crime Podcast because people are awful and they kill each other. Tipsters, this is Melissa Morgan, the host of Just the Tipsters True Crime Podcast. Have you ever wanted to kill anyone? Hey, tipsters. My name's Melissa Morgan, and I'm the host of Just the Tipsters True Crime Podcast, America's favorite true crime podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcast. I don't know where you can find us. How about that? Just find us and listen, and you'll really like it. Is that okay?
Just the Tipsters with Melissa Morgan is actually available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe, rate, review. You'll be glad you did.